God, I love that.
It's pretty good, eh? Welcome to the Ammunation, folks. It looks like there's a couple people watching, um, namely probably you and me, but we'll see. These are other people watching. I did announce to Pox and CMAC that there will be a live stream tonight, so they should know. I got this blemish right here on my nose. I don't know what it's from. It's probably cancer. Probably gonna die. Anyway, how are you, sir?
Living the dream. How are you?
Not bad. I see you're working your gray matter there, trying to solve your Rubik's cube puzzle.
I'm just fiddling.
You're just fiddling.
Yeah, keeping my hands busy.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, you know what they say. The devil makes work for idle hands, or something
Mm.
like that. Oh,
Idle hands at the devil's
the wife's
plaything.
coming in the door. It's folks, as you can see, I'm in a different venue right now. We are fostering a new puppy, and she is restricted to the downstairs. And because the wife was out working on a project at work, I have been down here puppy sitting, making sure that little Miss Trinity gets into no trouble. Hello, honey. One accident. It's my fault. I was making dinner and I wasn't paying attention. What are you barking at? There you go. You can hear. So that's what we're dealing with right now. It's been a fun week. We got her last Wednesday. So about a week and a half we've had her. So not this past Wednesday, but the Wednesday before. So that's why I'm in a change of venue right now. You get to see my dining room, and I guess in the mirror you can see reflections of my kitchen. But yeah.
Lovely home.
Thank you. Thank you. You've never been to my home. You've only seen the office and now this, right? So,
Yeah.
well, that's okay. One time you can come over to my house. We can hang out. We can eat some food, have some
Play some
drink.
real tabletop.
There you go. Play some tabletop. That'd be good. Sit down, play some RPG. So what's new? What's going on with you? Should we? Do you have something you want to share? You want me to put you right to Irving's oddities, or?
Oh, you want to start there? You're really curious now, eh?
Well, you know what? Let me just. I am because Irving told me that there was going to be something. Let's start with welcome to the Ammunation.
Yes. Let's say hello to nobody.
Welcome to the Ammunation, everybody. Glad you're all here. Yeah, no, we can talk about your news of the day, or we can talk about our regular slate of subjects. How's your fitness?
Oh yeah. Well,
How's
I
your
mean,
going?
there was the last few weeks of the summer there. I really slacked off. Like, it's terrible. One day of, man, I really don't feel like it, turned into like 3 weeks of not getting back. And I did have a busy day and like a busy couple of weeks there. But that's no excuse. You make time or you
Right.
can't have time.
Right.
So yeah, I got back into the gym the other day for the
Good.
first time in but I had lost a lot of strength. I knew it too. I was like, oh, shoulder day is not going to go well, and it did
Yeah.
not. Yeah, it was.
You've been. Well, here's the thing, though. You have a physical job, so even while you're just working your daily routine, you're burning calories. You're working
Yeah.
muscle, but it's not exercise. It's I mean it's exercise in the broadest sense of the term. It's not a routine designed
Exactly.
to build muscle. It's a routine that you have to do because it's your job, right?
Yeah. And yeah, like I mean it'll keep the weight off,
Yeah.
but it doesn't, focus on this muscle group to, yeah, exactly like you said, to gain strength and to, it's actually just terrible for your joints overall, and going to the gym is the only thing that protects me, right? Like
Right, right. Do you
getting
take
some,
anything for your joints? Do you take any glucosamine or collagen or anything like that?
I mean, not nothing direct, but I mean, I have a fairly wide, like, variegated diet.
Yeah.
Like,
Fox is here, N word. Yeah, F nuance.
so, like, I get most of my micros from food,
From diet, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm a little older. I, I my wife's laughing a
Yeah.
little. I'm 53 years old, and yeah, I do take I do take glucosamine. I take zinc. I take vitamin C, vitamin D. What else I take? Magnesium, and then I take my regular drugs, and then yeah. So I do that to help with my joints. I have been if you may not have noticed, just hide this banner here real quick. My title today is 223 pounds of cynicism and disgust. I weighed myself yesterday. I've lost weight. I'm down to 223 pounds, which is
Congratulations.
thank you, which is really really good for me because I want to get to 205, and I think I can do it. So what's
Oh yeah,
that? How many more pounds is that?
it's
I
only
can't
like
do that.
17 pounds. 18 pounds.
18 pounds I got to lose, which I think I can do, especially if I keep going to the gym. Um, I've I'm eating crow and eating my own words because I found an exercise routine online called on a YouTube channel called Renaissance Periodization. So I'm doing guess what? I'm doing full body workouts
Ah, okay.
3 days a week. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I take Saturday and Sunday off. But you know what? I think I might go into the gym on Sunday, maybe to just swim a few laps. I just think it would be good to do something
Oh
because
yeah,
I'm paying for this. I'm paying for this gym, and they have a really nice pool, but I never use it. So I should at least go and get some use out of it. You know,
damn straight.
wife gave me a chunk of apple. Thanks, man.
Oh,
Apple from work. I picked it from a tree.
Did you really?
Yes.
very nice.
Oh wow, it's really tasty. They have apple trees in my wife's office,
Ah,
so it's good.
yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
and so yeah, I've been doing this. So basically, it's 10 exercises. It's full body workout. It's 10 exercises, 2 sets of each exercise back to back. So I do 1 set skull crushers, 1 set of dumbbell upright rows, or no,
Mhm.
dumbbell deadlifts, straight leg deadlifts.
Okay.
So you start with it, and you do it with a light weight. And you
Romanian
do
deadlift.
Romanian deadlift, but with dumbbells. So it uses the same dumbbells throughout the entire exercise, and you can get it done. You can get it done in about 25 minutes if you take really short breaks. Now, I take a slightly longer break.
Mhm.
Like the guy who did the demo, he said, just take a 30 or 40-second break between your sets of two. So you do 1, 2, 1, 2, take 40 seconds, then move on to the next set of 2 exercises. I can't do it that quickly. I need longer. So
You'll get there.
yeah. So I mean, I started with a really low weight, 10 pounds in each hand, and it's still, man, it knocks me on my ass. It's a hell of a workout. By the last set of exercises, I am exhausted. And then I'll go on and I'll do some bench press, or I'll do some butterflies, or I'll do some lateral raises, that kind of stuff. We got a few comments in here. So we had Pox Toxic say N word, which of course means nuance. And then CMAX said offensive remark here. F slur said Pox Toxic, which of course means fascism. Bundle of sticks, really, Pox? I'm so proud of you.
I think that was about your weight loss.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Same at horse farm. I don't know what that means. Get sick of
Apples?
them after a week. Oh, okay. Romanian deads are the shit, says Pox. Well, he would say that. He's a mover, right? His whole profession is basically Romanian deadlift, carry. Romanian
Yeah.
deadlift, carry. Your thighs and glutes will fucking explode. I feel it, man. I really do feel it afterwards, for sure. But it's a really good workout because they're what he calls it is antagonistic supersets. So basically, when you're doing your pairs of exercises, the one exercise should not interfere with the recovery of the other exercise
Mm.
because you're working different muscle groups, right? Anyway, I'm really enjoying it. I did 10 pounds in each hand this week. Next week, I'll start again with 12 and a half pounds in each hand. And I think I'll probably go as high as 15 pounds when I get strong enough to do 15 pounds.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, the guy he was doing the demonstration with was jacked, and he was using 20-pound dumbbells, and he looked like exhausted by the end of it. So I'm like, I
sure.
don't think I'll get the 20. But
You will. You'll get there.
well, I mean, not anytime soon, I guess is what I'm saying.
Just it's funny because like antagonistic supersets. I figured something out in high school
Mhm.
that I could only do so many push-ups in a row. But because those are all push muscles, I could then do pull-ups, like lots of them. And then that would get really tired, so I could do more push-ups.
Right.
And I did this circuit of what is apparently now called antagonistic supersets, where I would do pull-ups and then push-ups and then chin-ups and then dips. And this was all after a run, right? So you just keep going till you collapse. I was fucking ripped. But I can no longer do enough pull-ups to make that work as a circuit right now. So
You know what? Without a weight assist, I haven't done pull-ups. So I have a machine at the gym. You do pull-ups on a bar, but you put your feet on a little thing base that has a counterweight on it, so you're helping yourself with weight.
Yeah.
I should try them though. And Mike Metzner will tell you the best upper body workout is dips. It engages everything.
Mm.
Probably just build like you take a look at gymnasts, people who do the parallel bars.
Yeah.
Look at their shoulders and their biceps and their backs. They're built like they lift weights, but it's all just from doing exercises on parallel bars where it's nothing but dips and lifting up their whole body weight and moving it around all the time.
Yeah.
So, Pock says get up to 30, 3 sets of 10. Yeah, I mean, this guy who does this website or this Renaissance periodization YouTube channel, he's all about volume. He says, the idea of doing less reps and stacking on lots and lots of weight to the point where you fail on rep 6. That's one way of doing it. But he says if you do more volume of repetitions, you'll see more gains. It's just a simple matter of now. Of course, you got to get your rest and everything as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your leg will hate you the first couple of leg days, but it's worth it. Well, that's the thing. This full body, it's exercising my like the hardest part is the split squats with the dumbbells in my hands. I can't keep my balance, and it's hell hard. It's really hard.
Yeah.
But
an exercise like that is isometric. Like you can do it with no weights in your hands till you get comfortable with the balance, right?
Right.
Because part of the thing people don't realize, the balance happens in your core.
Right.
Your legs can hold you up. That's not the problem. The problem is you're not thinking about where your stomach is.
Right.
And once you get your ribs out in front, your stomach, your back straight, and your stomach engaged, suddenly you realize, oh, all the tipping is happening in the center, not in the legs.
Oh yeah. No,
I know.
It's the placement of my feet, right? That's the thing. Like I'm like, am I placing my feet far enough apart? Like that's the thing, right? I'm just trying to make sure I'm standing properly while I do it. But yeah, no, I'm enjoying it so far. I've only done it for a week, but I'll like I said, increase the weight a little bit next week, see how well I do. Yeah. How about you though? You said you got back into it?
Yeah, and like I was disappointed in my strength loss, but I still did the whole routine, So I'm on it now. Yeah, this seems to be the conventional wisdom of the time.
Yeah, the idea is that if you use lower weight but more reps, you won't bulk up as much. And I get that, but I think it's just probably a longer road.
Yeah.
You're building muscle, but less chance of injury, less fatigue, less days away from the gym kind of thing. You can do more volume if you do lower weight, is the idea. Belly button to spine, neutral back. Yes, that's right. Yeah, if you push your belly. I'm really happy that when I look at my shadow when I'm walking and I see my shadow, I actually see chest now as opposed to gut. So I mean, no, I'm sucking in my gut all the time. But
well, I told you how my thing started years and years ago. I got out of the shower, saw something jiggle, and went, "Who the fuck is that guy?" And a couple months ago, maybe I was sitting on the bench during my shoulder workout, right? And you know how, like, if you're just sitting, you might lean forward, put your elbows on your knees, and just breathe, drink some water. And I caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror and my shoulders. I was like, who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah, yeah.
Because my shoulders look fucking fantastic. And
Yeah.
the other day for shoulder day, I did it again. I looked in the mirror. I did not wonder who that guy was. So I was
Yeah.
a little upset
I
with
want to
myself.
get bolder shoulders. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I am getting more muscle on the shoulders, but I'd love to have the bolder shoulders. You know what I mean? Like nice, big,
Mhm.
round shoulders.
Got to do your
Pro
overhead
tip for
press.
getting bitches, all that matters is shoulders. By the time you get your shirt off, it's probably too late for them to pack out.
I know this meme. I know this meme from Fit.
Yeah, well, that's why I love the lateral raise machine, like that machine where the handles and just lateral raises with weight on it. Oh, I love it. Anyway, shall we move on, sir?
Sure, yeah. What do you
Let's
got
move on.
next?
Let's move on to the main topic of the night. Who needs
Oh, fuck
diplomacy anyway?
this fucking guy.
This fucking guy. Oh, okay. So for those in the U.S., namely Pock Toxic, uh, the our illustrious Prime Minister Justin Trudeau went to the G20 in India and was basically snubbed by everybody there. He's not well liked across the globe. He's certainly not well liked by India because of numerous reasons, but namely because he's a schmuck, but also because nobody takes him seriously because he acts like a freaking clown every time he goes on some sort of international thing. One moment, I have to let Trinity out.
Yeah, yeah. And our the people who support him have absolutely no concept that he is a laughing stock and has made the country a laughing stock on the international level. Like nobody around the world likes this guy except fucking Zelensky because he keeps giving Zelensky our fucking tax dollars.
Well, that's the other thing, right? So yeah, he got snubbed by Modi and got trapped on the tarmac. Now, apparently, there are rumors that there was something actually, somebody actually sabotaged the plane as sort of like a dig at Prime Minister.
Uh,
But my understanding is that that plane has had numerous problems. The plane that normally carts
hmm.
the Prime Minister around, it's had a couple of issues in the past, and it's not just India. So
Yeah, I heard that the rumor that there might have been drugs on board. There we go, C-Mac. Thank you. Yes, yeah.
yeah, I heard he had drug. Yeah, I heard that too. There was a well, yeah, he's got to get Zelensky's cocaine somewhere. So um, he had
Gallons of
gallons of
popper.
poppers, says Jeezy in the plane. Yeah, well, his teenage son's with him too, right? Or is his son is still a teenager? Or is he in his 20s now? I don't know.
I'm not sure, but yeah.
Yeah, so basically, so what does he do? He comes back to Canada and then he starts talking about how this Khalistani activist slash terrorist was killed by India on Canadian soil. They have credible evidence that points to India being involved in the death of this Khalistani activist slash terrorist. And I'm like, do you though? Do you really? Or are you just mad that you got treated like shit at the G20 and you got to take it out on Modi? I also think there might be something to do with the fact that uh, the the political leaders on the planet have basically they've taken sides. Okay, India is siding with BRICS. They're joining the BRICS
Yeah.
economic consortium, right? Uh, the United States, Joe Biden, uh, Justin Trudeau, Macron, all the European leaders of the democratic nations in Europe are all on board with the Klaus Schwab WEF globalist, you know, destroy civilization so that we can put everyone back into servitude and just have the elites run everything and have the elites have access to everything. So Trudeau's taken that side. Modi has decided to go with BRICS for better or for worse. So I'm sure that has something to do with the fact that there's like a genuine desire to sort of like marginalize BRICS nations by people in the West, by leaders in the West. That's my thought.
Probably.
That's my thought. Yeah, his son.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't look an awful lot like Justin, does he? Actually, neither of his kids. How many kids? He's got three.
I think it's 3, yeah.
His daughter doesn't look like. Well, she looks more like him, I guess, than his son. Who knows? They may have Castro in them. Who knows? They might have some Castro in them. Yeah, your thought? You have any thoughts on the whole ordeal?
I mean, I think this is a great take, right? That he just feels personally snubbed, right? So he's being a cunt because he's a spoiled little shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's. But I mean, like, and then there's the guy himself, the
Calistani
activist
guy.
terrorist. Yeah, that like
When did he die? Like it was a while ago, was it not?
I don't know, but
It was like
suddenly
more
he's a
than a month
Canadian.
ago.
He's a Canadian citizen, but he's not a Canadian citizen, and his citizenship went through this time. Or no, it actually went through even earlier.
That's right.
But he was an illegal that he legally tried to get citizenship and then
Yeah.
maybe got actual citizenship at some
Yeah,
point.
he falsified his documents one time, and then the other time there was two times he tried, failed both times. One because he falsified, and two because he I don't know he was bringing something in that was illegal or something like that. Anyway, he was not a citizen, but apparently he was. He got shuffled into the whole citizen thing. Either way, rumor has it this guy, apart from being a terrorist for the Khalistani independence faction in India, was also involved in criminal activity out in BC. And the understanding would be that it could have just been a gang war between Sikhs in Surrey. I mean, and we've got a comment here from the Celtic Canuck. A legitimate YouTuber has come into the live stream to watch our show. Hello, Celtic Canuck. Thank you for popping in. Should be disqualified at the first. I agree. If somebody
100%.
tries to get into the country,
That's it. It's over.
Yeah, you never get back in. Oh, we can't trust you. It's like I saw something the other day about.
I really
this
like
guy was
that.
telling us. Sorry.
I really like that avatar too. Put that back up.
Was it Celtic Canuck? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you watch her channel? You got to go to her channel, man. Her stuff's great.
Yeah, I should. I don't. All I watch is us.
There's so much better stuff out there.
I know we're terrible.
No, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying there's better stuff out there to watch. There's lots of good Canadian content out there to watch.
I know.
Wycliffe, he was at the Million March for Kids.
Our boy,
We'll
yeah.
get into that a little bit later. Yeah, thanks for popping by, Celtic Canuck. Appreciate that. But yeah, no, I would agree. If anybody tries to fake their way into the country, lies, they get put on a list. Their picture gets taken and thrown into every CBSA office and never let this sucker in, like he's barred from entry. Now, if a legitimate mistake was made on a form, okay, there might be something there. But the dude's a terrorist, and the fact that Jagmeet Singh is, clutching his pearls. This is unprecedented. A foreign government involved in the death of on Canadian. So you know what? Where was your problem with Chinese police stations all over the country? Where's your problem with the Chinese having military forces guarding natural resource installations in Canada? Why do we have foreign military in our country? Why do we have foreign police officers in our country targeting expats, from Chinese expats? That doesn't bother you?
Oh, and
No,
even
on that.
interfering in elections. And as soon as that stuff starts to come out, he's like, "Yes, we're going to do an inquiry into foreign interference in our elections, especially not just China, but Russia and India, if I'm not mistaken." He started picking on it back then, man.
Yeah. There you go. Did you see the rally in Toronto today? I did not. I saw a video in my feed, but I've not had a chance to watch it. I was doing a lot of puppy sitting today. She was full of beans. I had to keep my eyes on her. Mackenzie's. Mac is Scottish, Pox. Mick is Irish. You mean the music? I think they're talking about a band. The Real Mackenzies. There we go. The Real Mackenzies. Yeah. So yeah, that's my thought on it. To hell with Trudeau and his fake outrage. He doesn't care. I mean, the guy launders money through Zelensky. He doesn't give a rat's ass about some Calistani that died in Surrey, BC. He has no concern for the life of
No.
people. So his own life probably. You ever see the movie The Dead Zone with Christopher Walken?
Oh, not for ages and ages.
It's an old movie for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
So there's a scene in The Dead Zone at the very end where he's trying to stop this Martin Sheen's character who's vying to become president of the United States, and he knows that Martin Sheen, because he shook his hand and he realizes he's going to be this awful person who's going to bring about the end of the world kind of thing. He knows he has to stop it because he has these visions, right? So what he does is he goes into a church where the guy's holding a rally or whatever, right? And he hides up there with a sniper rifle, and then he gets up there and he takes a sniper rifle and takes a shot, but misses. But the guy, the bad politician, picks up a baby and holds it up in front of him to like shoot the baby. Like, he won't shoot me if I'm holding this baby. And it was the baby of the woman who he had a relationship with before he went into the coma. So like it was like, and she was a big supporter of him until this happened. Of course, this completely ruined the guy's career. Justin Trudeau is Martin Sheen in The Dead Zone. I am sure he would do that. He'd probably use his own kid if he saw a sniper.
I remember. I can't remember which comic it was, but some villain, really big dude, had put together this suit. You know how like there's the baby carrier for the chest?
Yeah, yeah.
He had baby carriers all over. So he's covered in babies, and he's got a gun and he's murdering people, and the cops can't do anything. They can't shoot
the
him.
babies.
They can't throw a flashbang. They like nothing. And he's just laughing and shooting people.
What the hell was that on? I think it sounds familiar.
It's some kind of comic book, some underground thing, and it's like, holy shit, that really is fucking genius. Like,
genius,
it's terrible, sure.
Yeah, like satanic, but my God,
they can't even get hands on him.
Everyone I listen to is dead. I played the 40s Junction on Sirius 24/7. Oh, there you go. Sweet, says C-Mac. I am disappointed. Simpler times. Fair enough. They were better, that's for sure. Music back then, you know what? Like, I watched Captain America: The Winter Soldier tonight, and what's his name? Sam Wilson, the Falcon, right? He tells at the beginning. He tells Steve Rogers, "Hey, if you want to know everything you need to know about the '70s, listen to the Trouble Man soundtrack by Marvin Gaye." And every time, and so that music sort of wends its way through the movie. You hear it from time to time. So I'm like, damn, I want to see that movie Trouble Man now. But I remember I was watching Winter Soldier, and it got me to thinking about what I used to say a lot online, Hydra 1.
Yeah.
You know, that scene where Arnim Zola is doing the monologue in the little bunker thing, right? He's talking about how Hydra infiltrated Shield, and basically as a parasite and took it down from within, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Hydra 1, right? So I'm thinking about that, and I'm thinking about Klaus Schwab's famous speeches that we have infiltrated the cabinets and put our own young leaders into the cabinet, like in Justin Trudeau's cabinet, And I'm like, fuck, he's Hydra. The dude's Hydra.
I gotta say, that's not just the right accent. That's a great impression. Like, you sound exactly like the man. Good job.
Oh, thanks, brother. Poor we would have no eardrums. Solid Connect said, yeah, Celtic Connect says Martin Sheen, excellent movie. Poor babies would have no eardrums left. That's my jam. Great music. Yeah, like Marvin Gaye's great. I don't. I want to get the Trouble Man soundtrack. I also want to see the movie Trouble Man because I'm like now I need to know what this thing is based on. It got all corrupt and infiltrated. When do you think that was that? Was that it? You know what? It got me to thinking. I don't know when it started. I want to say it probably started when the U.S. went off the gold standard. I think that's probably well, it probably started way before that, but I think that was
There's
like kind of
1913
I think that was a turning point. The night or the form of the central bank,
Federal, yeah, the Federal Reserve.
Federal Reserve. Yeah, because that was probably the plan all along to eventually get off
Yeah,
of gold-backed currency and just turn it into like fiat-based currency. Yeah, the start of the Federal Reserve, start of central banking in Western countries. That was probably the start of it. But it got me thinking, like in the movie The Winter Soldier. Okay, you've got guys like Steve Rogers, and he's sort of the bulwark against um, against insidiousness, against corruption, against um, uh, turning their backs on the values that made America great. He's the guy, man from out of time who still believes in the principles of
yeah.
freedom, liberty, and decency and goodness, and being a an honorable citizen and doing your part in the whole bit. Right? Nobody else believes that anymore. Nick Fury has become a cynic because he's seen too much evil crap. He's perpetrated his own evil crap, and so the institutions that he's fighting for Shield, thinking that these are the good guys in this time, and they've all been corrupted. And I'm thinking, okay, so what does it take to stop it to turn around? Now in Winter Soldier, they had to basically dismantle Shield. They had to basically tear it
Yeah.
down to its foundation, right? Um, and it gets me to thinking, like, so what is it going to take? Because I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but Western civilization or the world in general has become an absolute bonkers clown show, and the values have just been completely abandoned. Quiet, you. And it's like their um, reality is being turned on its head, and the people who are in power, they don't care because they're getting theirs. Like I have no illusions about Joe Biden would absolutely start a nuclear war because he knows he's going to be protected. He'll be in a bunker, and at the end of the day, he's going to come out. He's already made his millions, or he's probably a billionaire. He's just not on paper. He's a billionaire. Uh, he's got his money. He's got his properties. He's got his protection. He knows he's going to be set for life. He doesn't care what happens to anybody else because he's absolutely corrupt. So my here's where I'm driving at, I guess. My thought is at the end of the day, it's going to take a principled person to stand up and be sort of like a beacon, like a Captain America for everybody and say, no, we're getting back to principles and we're tearing everything down to the ground. And the problem is that won't happen because there are no Captain Americas in the world. I mean, there's a Canada man, and
I
he's
know
pretty.
one.
There's a Canada man. He's pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a fan of him, but he can't do it. He's not going to do it. It's comic book movies aren't real life, although one would wish there were. Right? I wish there were superheroes like Captain America around.
I hate to be sympathetic to the communists, but man, I love Enemy at the Gates.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh my god, yeah, Jude Law, and is it one of the Fiennes brothers there? The less famous Fiennes brother,
Okay.
and Rachel Weisz. And the Germans are just mowing down the Russian army, and
Yeah.
Khrushchev's got all his dudes, and he's asking like, we execute all these people. How the fuck are we supposed to get them to fucking fight for us, right?
Right.
And somebody says something about like we don't need to make examples. We need to make examples to follow, right? What we need are heroes. And Khrushchev says, "Oh, and do you know any heroes?" He says, "I know one." I just love that line because yeah, he just knows this kid who's good with the rifle,
There
right?
you go.
And yeah,
Celtic Canuck says humble men are the only ones with the power needed to sort this out. Yeah, which humble men though? Like I've always been of the mind that um, the the trick is not to elect good people to lead us or to lead countries. The trick is to minimize the power of government so that even the most corrupt and inept person in power can't do any harm. Like limit the power of the state. But then what happens? You get people in industry who basically run everything. I mean, as much as I'm a fan of Elon Musk, I don't think I'd want him to control everything.
Yeah,
CMAC
go on.
echoes that response. We need Canada Man. Yeah, there's a hyphen there though. Canada hyphen man, but that's okay. Um, we just need a nuke war. TBH. Yeah, I don't really want that either. Sniper movie, very
Yeah,
good. Oh, you're talking about Enemy of the Gates. Yeah, I haven't
yeah,
seen it. I
it's
should
great.
give it a watch. It'll have to be many people, not one. Yeah, we would need Squadron Supreme. Do you remember? Do you ever
Well,
read Squadron Supreme?
no, but I
Squadron
mean, we did have
Supreme
a
was
million march, right?
we had the Million March. It's true. We should get onto
So
that actually.
many people.
Send the asteroids, says CMAC. An act of God ruins their plans would be okay with me. Just saying. Six is here. Hey Craig. Hey Irving. Hey
Good
CMAC. Hey
evening,
Pop. Say
Six.
hey the Celtic Canuck. She's a legit YouTuber with like a decent following who's come into the channel because I've been interacting with her back and forth in the comments on YouTube, and she says I'll have to check out one of your live streams. So I'm glad that she was able to come out. The next 6 minutes has a great YouTube channel as well. Does some really cozy stuff on his channel. If you have not seen his stuff, you should
Super
check him out.
cool.
He's got this magical voice. I love the guy's voice.
Oh yeah,
Can't lie.
mad.
Hey Six, we have a new blood. She's for Celtic Canuck. Um, yeah, let's move on to Million Man March. I think we've sort of exhausted our Million March for kids. The Million March for Kids. So this was a wonderful little event, reminiscent of the trucker convoy. Did you happen to catch any footage of it there, Mr. Twin?
I didn't. Again, yeah, been silly, busy, and not really paying attention, even though I should. And just like Jeezy, I too have become a little black pilled. Like, I'm swinging back and forth.
Yeah,
So
I occasionally get into the points of like black pill, but normally it's like I just think it's defeatist. I mean, obviously it's black pill, but I just think that it doesn't do any good, and it's not going to keep you feeling very sane or healthy.
I know.
So,
I did hear one thing that at one point some of the counter protesters started chanting trans rights are human rights, trans rights are human rights, and then
yeah,
the other protesters started chanting, "We know." We just don't want to mutilate children.
well, that's just it. Like this is the thing. Like it's two people talking past each other, two sides talking past each other. Now that's all rhetoric and that's all narrative, right? Because the media got on board with the narrative of the Rainbow Mafia and said, yes, this was an anti-LGBT movement.
Yeah.
No, it was about parents' rights, and that's the thing that really pisses me off about Polyev. Of course, you and I are not 100% on board with Polyev, but he could have very easily turned this into a win for himself. All he had to do was come out and say, um, on the day of, not waiting 48 hours and not telling his MPs, don't speak about this topic for now. They were trying to
Yeah.
formulate the best thing to say, and of course they missed the mark because Yagmeet Singh and Justin Trudeau, of course, they got in there with their rhetoric, and so now he's a Johnny Come Lately with his response. Basically, he was basically answering Justin Trudeau's rhetoric. He didn't give a response to the actual event. He could have simply said, um, parents should be the final arbiters on what kind of values and morals and whatever are taught to their kids. They should be the final say in what kind of information their kids get to hear. Public schools serve families. Uh, the children don't belong to public schools. Yada yada yada. He could have said any number of things that would have come out and made him basically. He could have stolen from Maxime Bernier's thunder because he's been all along saying this is wrong. What's happening to kids, what they're doing to kids is wrong. He's been saying it from the get go, but he didn't. He basically lost on that. He came out again, Johnny Come Lately, and made a statement. I'm glad he did, but it wasn't strong enough, and it was too late, too little, too late, as far as I'm concerned. What we got here? We got a few more comments. Nothing to blow up out here. I'm safe. Drop the big. The GTA is super black pill. No big ones, please. LOL. Yeah, they'll use what do you call it? A low altitude airstrike nuke before they'll
Oh
do
yeah.
like destroys everything. I'm in the suburb, burn it down.
Hey, you know what? I'm on the edge of the city. I'm with them. Burn it down.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll incur the
You're
risk.
back to the ground zero, my friend.
Uh,
Toronto's being taken out if they do drop one for
oh,
sure.
for sure.
Uh, the biggest trick is to convince everyone nuclear war blows up the Earth. The U.S. dropped like 500 plus nukes on itself for testing.
Ooh,
Yeah, I don't think it's that. I think it's just it puts us back. I mean, a full scale nuclear war, which there wouldn't be. Let's say there was one, like in war games. I'm doing a lot of movie references tonight. Um, would be the only thing that would basically wipe out human civilization. But that's not what's going to happen. There'll be a tactical nuke drop somewhere, and there'll be a response somewhere, and then it'll stop. Um, and don't be surprised if it's a false flag. The Okay, we got that one. Look at Hiroshima. They could glass New York City, and our grandkids could repopulate it. It's true, right? Hiroshima. Ben Folds. Oh, speaking of here.
well,
Ben Folds 5. Ben Folds did a show in Hiroshima like 10 years
sure,
ago. So, like, Hiroshima is the thriving city again. So, there you go.
sure, but I've got a weird conspiracy theory, and I can't remember the exact details, so bear with me. My numbers are going to be wrong. Nuclear detonation does something to xenon, the element. Okay.
Okay.
But I can't remember what the numbers are. It's like 127, 128, 129 or something, or is it 129 and 130? I'm not sure. But it exists naturally in one state. Let's call it, I know my numbers aren't correct, but just bear with me. It exists naturally in as xenon 127.
Okay.
But after nuclear detonation, you'll find xenon 128.
Okay.
Again, those numbers aren't correct, but it's something in that range,
If
and
it
it
loses
switches
an
from one to the
electron
other.
or loses a whatever. Yeah. Okay.
Whatever it is, some isotope
It
of
gains
xenon.
it, gains it.
Yeah, you alter the isotope is altered by the nuclear detonation. Now, we only see it where there's been nuclear detonations, and throughout our solar system, we only see the natural state one, except on Mars. All the xenon on Mars, it seems, is the post-nuclear detonation xenon.
Interesting. You think?
So, maybe it can destroy the Earth. Just saying.
You
there's
think there
there's
might have
enough
been a
of it,
nuclear war on Mars long, long time ago?
Something like, like
Could be.
truth can be stranger than fiction, right?
Here's the thing. I think Mars's current state is a purely. Well, let's. I just want to read this comment. I get being careful, but there's a point of being careful where you become ineffectual. I think she's speaking about Polyev's
Yeah.
Johnny Come Lately comment. Yeah, I would agree, Celtic Canuck. A government isn't against it because it would kill us. They're against it because it would kill them. No, but that's the thing. The guys who are in government, the Bidens, the Trudeaus, the Macrons, who's chancellor of Germany right now? Is it still Merkel?
No, didn't she retire?
Did she?
I think so.
Couldn't happen to a nicer lady. Anyway, quiet. Sorry, we have a puppy in the house. They all have bunkers, GZ. They're not going to die. As a matter of fact, they're going to live. It's kind of like that movie, Don't Look Up. God, I'm referencing a lot of movies. all the elites got to go away to the other planet on the escape craft, right? That's what's going to happen. I mean, I've heard about celebrities building ridiculous bunkers in New Zealand, like underground bunkers to survive, Armageddon kind of thing. So,
and they have the Ark in Svalbard, right?
yes, the Ark. That's what's holding all the genetic material.
Yeah.
My friends just went to Svalbard. Svalbard's in Iceland?
No, Norway.
Norway. Oh, they went to Norway too. Our friends just got back Wednesday, right? From a trip to Europe. They went to Norway. They went to Iceland. They went to London. Yeah.
Olaf Scholz, says Celtic Canuck.
Olaf Scholz.
The chancellor, I imagine.
Oh, is that who it is now? I'm sure he's a wonderful person. I have no idea. But, yeah. Okay, you know what? I can't. I can't take the suspense is killing me, Irving. What news do you have to share? You said something in the green room that you were you had some crazy news you wanted to share, and it's something that's gotten you under your collar. It's gotten you hot under the collar. Something that's really agitated you. So I want to know. And you were looking for my honest reaction. I haven't heard it yet, so I don't know what this news is. But apparently, my jaw is going to drop when
I
Irving tells.
mean, you're I hope you're going to be upset. I'm going to present and I'll read it for the audience. For maybe I should preface. So we've been making this joke. I've been making this joke about not appreciating people.
Oh, yeah.
How I don't appreciate you.
I
And
don't
some of our audience gets it. But this
Leave
is
it.
just
Sorry, go ahead.
it came from a 12-year-old girl in a school in Canada. Okay.
You want to share it?
Yeah, you go ahead, you pop that up, okay? A 12-year-old student's anti-Semitic harassment led to the resignation of a Jewish social studies teacher at Nesakis Regional Middle School last week. The student allegedly made numerous Nazi jokes and gave the teacher a scary drawing of Adolf Hitler. She is now charged with a misdemeanor of criminal harassment. The events, which started in February when Morrison Robley, 25, revealed his Jewish heritage to his sixth grade students, have been getting worse, he told the Berkshire Eagle. A troubling succession of things happened after that, and Robley eventually resigned. Okay, now I want to point this out. Nazi jokes and gave the teacher a scary drawing of Adolf Hitler. Are you ready, audience?
Scary drawing.
This is the scary drawing. Can you take that down, Irving's Oddities? I don't appreciate you.
What is that? What it is? I don't appreciate. Oh yeah, I see that. You didn't spell it right though. Oh my
well,
god.
right?
Oh my
Like,
god. You put the E in the wrong spot, kid. You're 12 years old. Instead of being edgy, learn your
well, yeah.
spelling and learn some penmanship. That's terrible.
Well,
Oh
look,
yeah, let me take down the Irving's oddities. I apologize.
if the teacher isn't able to teach this child how to spell and their penmanship, I wouldn't appreciate that teacher either. So yeah, this is where we
Here's the
are in
thing.
Canada.
12-year-old kid. Okay.
12-year-old girl.
The 12-year-old girl. Well, I mean, girl or boy doesn't matter. A
It sort of
12-year-old
does.
kid.
I think it's much better if it's a girl who drove away a 25-year-old man.
Oy vey. No, I get what you're saying, but here's the thing. This is the ridiculousness of it. 12-year-olds have no understanding of the horror of the Holocaust. Okay, they don't have that moment. That is ancient history to them. They don't care about it. That's why when you go on 4chan and you see edgy jokes about, you know, edgy Hitler jokes or edgy Nazi jokes, they're 15-year-old kids who have no connection to this shit and don't understand the reverence of what happened, right? So you don't. I mean, if we as a people are going to clutch pearls every time somebody makes an edgy joke, I don't want to live on this planet anymore. Seriously, like I live for edgy jokes. I live for irreverence. As a matter of fact, you know, there's some words I love to say just because they're irreverent. So
there's a Jeezy comment up there. I would like you, if
let me get
possible, to pop it up.
where are we at? Do the math. 200 million square miles of Earth with 15,000. Only able to blow up like 1%.
No, that's not the one. A little farther down. It just because.
Gradually, I began to not.
This is the one. Are you ready? Can you share? Yeah. Okay, I want you to share this for me, please. Take him down now. Take him down.
Gradually. Okay, so we know Jeezy goes to 4chan. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Well, I'm glad we didn't scare away the Celtic Canuck with her anti-Semitism. She said, "LOL." That's
It's
ridiculous.
hard.
It's
It's hard to
absolutely
scare
ridiculous.
people.
But
It's getting harder and harder for people to be upset about quote unquote anti-Semitism when the ADL says 17% of numbers between 1 and 100 are anti-Semitic dog whistles.
what?
Yeah,
What? How are
17%.
numbers anti-Semitic dog whistles?
17% of them, and there's more above 100, right?
Oh my
Like
goodness.
the whole 88 thing.
Oh, the 1488.
Even just 88, because H is the eighth letter of the alphabet. So
Oh,
88 is Heil Hitler. So much so that during the convoy,
What are you eating?
our MPs in our House of Commons tried to say that honk honk meant HH meant Heil Hitler.
Heil Hitler. Yes, I know.
That, like, yeah, anti-Semitism, go fuck yourself. Like, I'm sorry.
Humor is an excellent coping mechanism, a lifesaver. I agree. That's why I laugh at everything. Mainly myself. Degenerate minds think alike. HH honk honk. 14 IDA ID8. What is 14A? The 14
The
words,
14 words,
88
yeah.
letters? Is that the idea?
14 words and 88 for Heil Hitler, yeah.
Oh, I thought the 14 words also amounted to 88 letters.
Oh, maybe. I haven't done the math on that one, but you know, what's really funny, do you remember Faith Goldie?
Yes.
She had done this thing where she took the 14 words and replaced and by they she means the ADL, not Jews, just to make it clear. Faith Goldie got a petition, went around using the 14 words, but replaced white with indigenous.
Right.
And people signed the petition. She got hundreds of, right? But if you say, you know what, maybe it's better white people don't go extinct. Oh, well, you're obviously a white fucking supremacist.
There's a black pastor. I think he's a pastor who regularly has people on his podcast show or whatever. Normally young liberal black people who have all bought in, hook, line, and sinker the idea that white people are the devil, and they're responsible for all the evil in the world. And he outwardly says, no, it'd be a terrible thing if white people went extinct. They're responsible for so much of what we have. Who's going to do all of these wonderful things? And I mean, like, I don't want to get to the point where like we're great. That's not my point. My point is the idea that you can say, well, I got banned from Twitter. My original Twitter account got banned because there was a Drexel University professor on there who said, all I want for Christmas is white genocide. Oh, yeah. And he's a white guy. And I said,
is he though?
Kill yourself then. So I got banned for promoting suicide. He didn't get banned or sanctioned or whatever for calling for genocide, but I got banned for promoting suicide. This is the clown world we live in. The 14 words are for everyone. Yeah, agreed. Everybody should be looking to make sure that their people don't die out. Isn't that what multiculturalism is all about? Isn't that what diversity is all about? We're better with, different flavors in the pot, so to speak.
Well, no, but then you'll read a headline in some, leftist rag where they're like, yes, diversity is about getting rid of white people, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's literally a headline. I may have paraphrased it a little, but yes.
ADL says GM is a white supremacy conspiracy. What's GM? Good morning? Or do you mean General Motors?
Or Game Master.
Game Master. Okay, sure. Does he also say amazing a lot? Who? The black pastor? I don't know. Maybe. Fellow white moment. My goodness. We invented tasty tacos. Checkmate, white people. Yes, you did, Six. I had myself a quesadilla tonight. I made myself a quesadilla. It was delicious.
Nice.
I was going to order food. I didn't order food because they didn't have whole wheat pizza crusts at Toppers. So I made myself
cauliflower crust, by the way, so I had some today.
Apparently, Toppers has a cauliflower crust, though, so good to know.
Gross.
I ordered whole wheat pizza. They called me back and said, "Sir, we're all out of whole wheat crust." And I go, "Oh, I don't want it then." Good morning is good morning is a white supremacist conspiracy. Well, I've heard that apparently it's racist to expect people to be on time. I've heard that.
Yeah, like
But that's centered in white privilege. I mean, it's nonsense stuff. Hi, buddy. My cat's bugging me now. It's almost 11. He wants his dinner. Tacos are for Tuesday. Quesadillas are for Saturday. That's my thought, anyway. I think we might have scared off Celtic Canuck.
we went on an anti-Semitic rant, so
White people.
no, being pro-white or thinking
Being
or
pro-white?
saying Jesus Christ is
Any
is
race.
Lord is anti-Semitic.
Pro people. I'm pro individuals. But I am very white because if you're
That
on
a girl.
it's true. It's true. I work from home, so if I log in right at 9:00, technically I'm late. But my job is not one that requires a
Effort.
lot of effort. I keep joking that a monkey could do my job. A monkey who knows how to use a mouse could do my job. It's very, very simple work. It's not challenging at all. But that's why I have this outlet. Because Irving challenges me. Your gringos and your anti-Semitism. Oy vey. Yeah, I know, we're terrible.
No.
So where were we? Yeah, no, that they criminally charged with harassment. It's just ridiculous.
A child.
Yeah, 12-year-old girl.
So what's the consequences? What is she going to face?
No idea.
First offender should probably get let off with probation.
It's still to have a record for this.
Goes on in the UK. UK has like the online. What's their act called?
Oh, I can't remember, but
the digital online safety act or something like that. It's the one that Mark Meacham got charged with for making the.
I can't remember the name of it, but basically, yeah, you can't say things.
You can't say things that hurt people's feelings. Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous, and that's That's what's happening here in Canada now. I mean, I can understand. Like, where was this? What province was this in?
I'm not actually sure.
Well, whatever province was, they have their own human rights tribunal. I could see that going up to the human rights tribunal. But this sounds to me like this Shebley guy, the teacher.
Yeah,
he's a grifter. He's also probably been indoctrinated to think that no one can ever say anything bad about you because you're a chosen people and you almost got extincted. So if anybody ever says anything bad about you, that's terrible, and they need to be. They're just as bad as any Auschwitz guard, and they need to be pilloried. The same way that people of African American background, if you ever hear the N word from anybody who isn't of the same complexion as you, they deserve to die. Like they don't mind it. They don't mind hearing it in lyrics, as long as the person saying it in the lyrics is of the right complexion. It's ridiculous. We got a few more. All the kid knows is that this pisses off the teacher. The intricacies behind it have no meaning. Even if you explained it to her, she's just trying to piss off the teacher. And not only that, I wouldn't be surprised if someone at home, because maybe the 12-year-old kid goes on 4chan and knows I don't appreciate you. But I have a feeling somebody at home probably said, "Oh, your teacher's Jewish? Say this to them. Here, draw them this. Here, show them this picture," or whatever. They probably put them up to it for a lark, and the kid probably doesn't know this. She doesn't know the significance of it. And she's just like, "Yeah, this is a funny, edgy joke."
There's also the possibility that the teacher's a fucking schmuck, and the kids just don't like him.
He's like, I'm just gonna go for the low hanging fruit. Oh, he's Jewish. Let me hit him where it hurts.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, could be a total asshole, and he deserves to be treated shittily by his students. I had a teacher like that too. He wasn't Jewish. His name was Mr. Goddard. He was a schmuck. Couldn't stand the guy. Anyway, sorry, Mike. His name's Mike Goddard. Sorry, Mike, if you watch my stream. Yeah, I know. This dog can get into anything. Six said something. How's the novel coming? Six. Yes, second to last chapter right now, about 65 through the rough draft. Nicely done, Mr. Six. Apparently, you and I are both characters in his story.
I can't wait to read this.
Me too. I really want to read it too. If only they applied that accountability to actual crime. Agreed. Am I right? Yeah, this 12-year-old kid made some edgy jokes to a teacher of the chosen people. How dare she? But, thousands of people stream across Roxham Road and just, settle into Canada wherever. Yeah, don't worry about it. Oh my God, that would be nice.
The accountability. Yeah.
Pox toxic N-word. Yes, nuance, everybody, nuance. Half man, cry baby, simp in life is what the teacher is. Agreed. All I can think of is Saul Rosenberg from the Jerky Boys. You're too young to remember the Jerky Boys.
I know what it is, but I never got into it. Like I think I just
Now I
heard
got
a couple of the prank calls, right?
Yeah. All right, hold on a sec. Entertain the people while I look this up there, Mr. Twin.
I can't.
Yes, you can.
It's all going to be bigotry. Like, I mean, I
It's
just
all gonna be bigotry.
Yeah.
You should go on Bigot's Corner with Slip and Lizard.
Sure, whoever that is. Like, I mean, it's gotten so ridiculous that like there's this meme that's floating around where it's like in the 2000s, hey, that's racist. Oh, I'm sorry. All right, in the 2010s, hey, that's racist. You know what? It's not, and I don't care. And in 2020s, hey, that's racist.
Thank you for
noticing.
Yeah, Pox shared that. We'll have to get to that. Pox toxic tapes. Okay, I'm going to present. One moment, please. I'm going to get rid of the banner. Irving's oddities. 1 second.
Yes, yeah. Are we going to get a copyright strike again?
Probably. It's okay.
Yeah.
Jenny.
Alrighty, folks. Give a listen to this wonderfulness.
Doctor's office.
Hi. Oh, hello. Hello. Yes. We had some fireworks that were left over from the 4th of July, and I blew one off in my hand.
Hello, can I help you?
Hello. Oh boy. Listen, I was lighting firecrackers that were left over from the 4th of July, and I blew.
When did you do this?
Oh, about a little while, half an hour.
Okay, what kind of firework?
It was a firecracker.
Okay.
It looked like, when you finish with the toilet paper, the empty tube?
Yes.
It looked like that, about that size.
Okay.
And
It's not a firecracker, that's like an M80 then.
oh boy, it's big, and my hand does not look good.
I suggest that you go to an emergency room and get immediate attention.
Yeah, this was a firecracker and the fuse, and all of a sudden.
What you can do in the meantime is get a towel.
Fantastic. A towel?
Something clean.
Okay.
Doesn't have a lot of lint on it. If it was in the house, it's preferred.
You know what's funny? It's stinging me like crazy.
Okay, in the meantime, just wrap your hand in something like a gauze, something that does not have lint on it.
Okay. These firecrackers, my God, I can't even, really, I'll tell you, I don't even see fingers, but maybe it's just because I'm numb and stingy.
Just get a gauze, something that doesn't have lint, something clean, gauze.
Okay.
Your hand and get to an emergency.
Oh boy, I really did it good this time. Okay, let me wrap this up and I'll see you with my nub.
Okay.
Right.
With my nub.
Recording.
Oh, the Jerky Boys. They put out like 4 or 5 albums. I used to love their shit. That's Saul Rosenberg. That's the character. And the guy who did that voice, he was also on Family Guy. He did a Jewish character on Family Guy, and he also did the bartender at the Drunken Clam. which is
Good
like
for him.
Frank Rizzo type character. Let's see. Saul was the funniest. Yes, Saul Rosenberg was hilarious. And that's who I imagine when I think of this teacher. Because Saul Rosenberg, oh my God, oh Jesus, oh yeah, dance monkey. Jerky Boys had that dude that did the great Indian guy impressions of it. Yeah, was it Jamal Tarbosh, the Egyptian magician? He was Indian though, so that's why him doing the voice was really good. Yeah, I used to love the Jerky Boys. They were funny. Gauze. Make sure you use some non-stick for an amputation. Ask me how I know. How do you know, C-Mac? C-Mac has the best stories. Didn't know one of the Jerky Boys played Mort. Yes, he does Mort. That's right. He's like the guy who does Saul Rosenberg's voice. He does Frank Rizzo's voice. Yeah. Funniest emergency call I ever heard was the ambulance guy with the ambulance. I've not heard that one. She knows because she's made glue. Oh, work accents. That's terrible. You had to amputate something? Hopefully not something of your own. That's terrible. He hit a deer, put it in his truck, but it wasn't dead, so it woke up and started kicking. He stopped the car, and a pack of wild dogs came along for the deer, and he was trapped in the phone booth. That's hilarious. Oh my goodness, that's terrible, C-Mac. You had to put a horse down and make glue out of it? That's terrible. Oof. Or did you have to amputate something? No, someone lost a finger in a press. Oh, that's pretty bad. And you used non-stick spray to what? I don't know why you'd use non-stick spray. I was the only girl they made me reach into the machine to fetch the finger out. Why did they choose you?
Her hands were small enough.
Oh, there you go. Tiny hands. There you go. Yep, C-Mac's got the best stories. We should have a section on the live stream where we bring C-Mac on to talk and tell a story.
The Adventures of C-Mac.
The Adventures of C-Mac. Every time we do an Ammunation, C-Mac will do a little 2-minute story. Stop. All right. Where are we on to now? So that was Irving's Oddities. You been playing anything lately? You been game bro?
Yeah. When I get the opportunity, it's Warhammer.
Yeah.
Total War. I had a little terrible run of Fights in Tight Spaces.
Yeah.
That we showed on the last one. But yeah, no, don't have a lot of time.
I've been playing a lot of Starfield. Not as much
how's that going?
This little monkey has been keeping me busy. But I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. Stealth in Starfield is not like any other stealth in any other Bethesda game. It is extremely difficult. I'm trying to play a stealth character. I think I'm just gonna say, to hell with it. I'll just go crazy on like ballistics. I'll just become really high level ballistics and just kill everything. Who knows? But yeah, no. I'm enjoying Starfield. It's Bethesda. It's got its Bethesda goodness.
What's that word that you use for I always make a new character instead of playing the game?
Oh, I'm an altaholic. Yeah.
Altaholic, yeah.
Well, I won't alt this guy. I won't make a new character. I'll just basically, instead of putting a lot of perk points into stealth, I'll just put it into, weapons and stuff. I still would like to make a stealth character. It's just apparently it's quite a slog to get good enough to do it. Few more comments. What do we got here? I was the only girl made me reach the machine. Tiny, slender arms. LOL. Stories rock. Says 6. Get AC6 F slurs. I don't know what that means.
Armored Core 6.
Armored Core 6.
When they have co-op missions, then
Bob is really enjoying Armored Core 6. I see him in the conversations how much he enjoys it. Anyway, if you put regular gauze on the wound, it grows a scab into the mesh.
Yeah.
The whole thing off. Well, I think they just meant they were going to dress. He was going to dress it with something that doesn't give lint. They're going to take it off and do proper dressing when he gets to the hospital. Costin's here. Greetings, wonderful people, wonderful seeming and wonderful adjacent people. Hello, Costin. Nice of you to join us.
You're welcome.
Tonight, a little bit late, but that's okay. You're always welcome. So always use non-stick gauze. Good to know. Prefer Fallout from Bethesda. Better soundtrack. Yeah, Fallout's good. I like Fallout too. I played the hell out of Skyrim. Never finished the main storyline. Just did all a bunch of side missions. But I love Skyrim a lot. All hail the most wonderful and gracious Costin. May he reign forever. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm going to move on from Do You Even Game Bro because that's about all I got.
Yeah.
Twin, are you okay tonight?
Yeah.
I'm a little distracted.
A little bit. Sorry. I'll put it away.
Keep going. I thought your news was going to be something personal. How are things in your personal life?
Yeah.
Anything new there?
It's not something I want to discuss too much on.
Okay.
That's not important. People don't come here to know that,
Yeah.
That I like my job.
No, I hear you. But you don't have to divulge. You don't have to divulge your job in the stream. If it's job related, you don't want to talk about it, I totally get it.
Oh, yeah. No, the news was that girl. Like, I didn't know. I knew it was a 12-year-old kid that drove a teacher out of a job.
But that drawing though was hilarious.
Yeah, a scary drawing.
A scary Hitler drawing. Yes, it was the way he had his eyes half closed. That was scary. I don't appreciate you. Is that where the "I don't appreciate you" meme comes from?
Mm-hmm.
You're kidding.
Yep.
That's the backstory behind it.
Yep.
That's so funny.
Gradually,
do you play Dead by Daylight? No, I've not played that one. I've seen it. I've seen other people play it, but I've not played it.
No, I've heard good things, but I don't know if it's for me.
We'll be getting back into nice hikes late next month. New games will be played. Wicked Walks will debut in November. So what's the difference between Nice Hikes and Wicked Walks?
So Nice Hikes, he plays GTA. I think is it 5 or 6? I think it's 5.
The online one, right?
No. He doesn't play online. But he doesn't commit any crimes. He walks around the streets saying hello to people, right? He waits for the light to change so he can cross the street and stuff, and then they just chat while that's the visual, right? So whatever their topic for conversation is, and this guy who's supposed to be a career criminal just walks around and goes, "Hi."
He's turning over a new leaf. It's nice. Yeah. But what's Wicked Walks?
They were looking for a name for something else, for maybe to actually play the game and do some
some real evil stuff. Cool.
Yeah.
Or he just wants to coast on someone else's skills, lol. Dang, no welcome for me. Welcome.
Didn't we?
I thought I did. I thought I said, thanks for popping by, Jeezy. No, I do not play Dead by Daylight. I already answered that, Costin Haney. Rolling one on Steam for shame. C-Mac. Hey, at the next 6 minutes, I will continue to not... All right, we're gonna move on to sorry for the barking, folks. If you're just coming into it, I'm fostering a puppy. So, all right, let's do Pox toxic takes.
Let's see it.
He's got a few in here.
Show doggos. Now I'm suddenly remembering that little girl on the balcony with her parents. I'll pet that dog, and it's a bear in their backyard, and she's reaching through the fence.
Yeah,
you saw that?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm gonna look that up. Well, no, I can't. I should keep talking. And the parents pull her away. They're like, no, but she really wants to pet the dog. Can I pet that dog? And she's got this like almost Appalachian kind of accent. Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog?
All right, let's hear this one.
Being a mansion.
No, being a man shouldn't be hard. It should be easy. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. So saith Seneca.
Mm.
There you go. All right, there are other ones. I think I stopped sharing, didn't I?
Nope.
Oh, I'm still sharing?
showed everyone your Facebook.
Now you see my Facebook. Hey, there's my Facebook, everybody.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
It's okay. No, I'm not going to show those ones. Those are terrible. Oh, I like this one. Grandma, let me make you some lunch. Me, it's okay. I ate before I came over. Grandma, I say you're going to eat, you skinny kid. That's funny.
Fucking manja.
Lesbians are lesbians with fat fingers considered well hung? Oh. The invisible penis. Asians be like, okay, that's racist. I'm not showing that one. I want to control and guide a relationship. Me, you can control that. It's awesome. I have two joys in my life: drugs and my parents. The parents a pair of vice grips, for Christ's sake.
Oh man,
that's hilarious. All right, what else we got? Okay, so we got somebody from the Rainbow Mafia telling the entire world, you should all change your core values and beliefs so I fit in. Yes, that's perfect. Marin, I see. I don't know this reference because I'm not familiar with a lot of anime stuff. I left Krillin because I know what I'm worth and expect a man to realize that. 18, according to the link in your bio, you're worth $5.99 a month. Oh, hilarious. You ever watch any of those, what do you call it, the whatever podcast or anything like that?
No.
I've seen a few clips, but I've never watched the podcast itself.
I have no idea what it is.
It's basically a bunch of men who have a bunch of like e-thoughts on, and e-thoughts and you know, party girls who talk about I'm a 10 and I deserve a 6'2" guy who, you know, makes $400,000 a year and drives a Bugatti. I deserve all that. And the guy who runs the podcast is like, look, first off, you're not a 10, you're probably a 7. Most of you are 7s. And second, you all are chasing the top 1% of guys. So what does that mean? If he's seeing you, he's seeing all of you, which means he's sleeping around with everybody.
No, yeah, the women that think like that don't realize that they've put themselves in a de facto harem.
That's right.
Yeah. I can't remember who I heard say that, but it was like, oh shit, son.
It's true. It's not wrong. Okay, we got a few comments here. Hand pink waving. Hey, Uncle Jeezy. He only greeted the wonderful-ish people. Well, you're plenty wonderful. Show doggos. I cannot show doggo. Doggo, is it doggo? Nope, she's still barking at the cat. Dog loves to torment the cat.
The cat's okay, though? Doesn't try to murder the doggo?
The cat chases the dog. Cat says, I'm not putting up with this. Bugs
good.
The dog. Doggos are awesome, so are cats. Yep. You can always count on Six to put some cute cat meme in his Twitter feed or his X feed. Excuse me. Are there no wonderful people with whom you are adjacent? Jeezy, you're plenty wonderful. Pox says, Seneca is my nigga. Seneca is wise. Did I show you my latest Tat 6? Looks good. Yeah, I saw it. It looks cool. A little Moloch, but cool. That's good. Can't say you have. I need to get a sword of chalice that says skills. Okay. Sorry, I'm going to. I like scales. 6. It's an owl perched on a field with sapientia written on it, which I think means wisdom, right? That's Libra season today. We just moved into Libra? Yeah, we would, because my brother's birthday today, and he's a Libra. Not wrong. LOL, there have always been hoes. Cool. It's true. It's true. But the thing is that hoes never had any illusions before about being high value.
Ha!
Right? Now they all do. Now they all think they're Beyonce. Also, femur. Yeah.
So I found it. If you want to share this for me, this is great.
Okay, yeah, for sure. What do we got?
You ready?
Do it. Oh, it's a bear. I can't hear it though.
Did you mute? I just can't turn up the volume anymore.
Oh, weird. Maybe you have this. Maybe you have the site muted. Check to see if YouTube's muted.
Because I can hear it. So
weird.
Could the audience hear it? No,
maybe you didn't share audio. Okay, try and. I'm gonna remove it
and reshare it.
Yeah, reshare it. Make sure you check the audio box.
Wait. Look for the share audio checkbox.
Yeah, it's down at the bottom left, I believe.
It doesn't have a checkbox.
Oh, maybe it doesn't have audio. No, you said you could hear it.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's try
this. Do you have to check it for share audio?
No, I shouldn't have to.
No? Nothing?
No audio. So weird.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. That's terrible.
Very strange.
Share screen. Some screens let you share the audio.
Maybe because it's a short? Doesn't make sense though. Anyway.
Yeah.
Kids are dumb. Some kids are dumb. We're all the boomers who can't understand the new technology now. It's true.
It's like I'm sharing it. Why would I not want to share that integral part of the thing?
How does newfangled YouTube's audio work now, Grandpa Irving?
Yeah.
I was crushing computers and bitches while you nerds were on computers. I had them. They are dumb. Did she go? Pee or poop? Oh.
In the house?
Yeah, we didn't see the signs. I was busy live streaming. Melina wasn't watching, so she made a wee mess. It's not her fault. It's our fault.
You say I don't watch her?
No, Melina. I said you weren't watching her.
I was watching her. I just didn't know that she was. I didn't realize she was over here.
Okay. Anyway, not going to argue right now. I wouldn't know, C-Mac. I never had kids. I do have dogs. Dogs are definitely dumb. They're like retarded children. But
I know enough stupid adults to believe that, yes, kids are dumb.
It's true. But you think about dogs, right? Dogs never get any smarter than they are. So it's like having retarded kids.
Sort of, yeah. They're clever in their own way, but...
They're clever, but they're not smart. Back away and throw chocolate. Do not argue. I wasn't trying to get into an argument. Bite. Lena, you're right, and I apologize. That's what I was told to say.
Oh, okay. You didn't actually feel it. Someone had to tell you that.
See, I can't win.
All men aren't smart either. What do you want?
She's getting a good breakfast. I'll probably be the one making breakfast tomorrow. She got me these new protein pancake mix, so I'm going to try and make some protein pancakes tomorrow.
Oh yeah, no. My sister was making those for a while.
Yeah,
I never had one, but they smelled fantastic. So
the Celtic Canuck just got a new sub. Yay! Yes, everybody. Celtic Canuck new in the channel, or new in the chat. If you're not subscribed to her and you're at all interested in Canadian politics, Canadian culture, she has an excellent channel with great commentary, and I encourage you all to go check out her channel. If you're not already subscribed, you should be. You think you have to try to get in an argument? Men are so sweet in their innocence. No, I know. Yeah, I know. I don't have to try. Melina's having a rough time. She's dealing with this project at work, and it is really putting a lot of pressure on her. So I understand the stress. Whereas my job is not stressful at all. So she was this week because I was working alone. I work in a department of 2 people, and the guy I work with was off this week, so I was handling the department on my own. And thank you, the next 6 minutes. And of course, Pox says Canadian culture sounds like an oxymoron to me.
Yeah.
Well, if poutine and Bob and Doug McKenzie are culture, then we've got plenty of it. And drinking beer and hockey, playing hockey, which I don't do either one of them. I don't play hockey and I don't drink beer. So
I want to say we used to have a culture, and it's come apart. But then, like the way you were talking about, again, sorry, movie reference, that Hydra infiltrated, the WEF infiltrated, and Hydra won. Like, I'm looking back and we're going, well, when did the mass corruption start? When was it? Like, how did it get here? And I'm looking back, it's like, oh man, I'm homesick for a place I'm not certain ever existed.
You know what? You should. I'll plug the Celtic Canuck again. She has a series on her channel about the rise of globalism and the rise of the WEF and how basically all this started right after the Second World War. I'm not going to do it any justice by discussing it here, but I encourage you all to go and watch that series. She's doing a several-part series on the WEF and the growth of globalism, and I would say that's when it all sort of started.
You know what?
That's when it really kind of took off.
But, and in a way, I'm right. I'm homesick for a place I've never actually known.
Does the Celtic know the hot women are evil? Unfortunately, I claim to be an expert. Fair enough, Costin. But C-Mac he's still in love with C-Mac. So he's either in love or he's just thirsty. I'm happy Costin is here to save me. There you go. Okay, now the dogs are playing. Oy vey. Well, folks, I don't know what else we got to say. Coming up on an hour and a half. You have anything else you want to touch on today?
Did we have? Do you have any more banners? What else has been happening? There's stuff we missed, man. Like Maui fires, Lahaina fires.
Oh yeah, we should talk about those. Okay, I didn't know. I don't have any other banners, but let's talk about that. The Maui fires, yes. You of course seen the controversy regarding The Rock and Oprah Winfrey begging people for money to save to help rebuild.
Sure, yeah.
Of course, never
She's
mind.
She's got more money than God. She could just do it herself.
Exactly. She could just say she could open up her estate to people who don't have a place to live right now.
But you know where I go. I go to the conspiracy theories. I love them. They're fantastic. Direct energy.
There's one that I've seen that I don't know if it's true or not, but it's really interesting about the blue houses.
Yep. And that a couple of years before that, why are all these celebrities painting their houses in Hawaii blue?
They're painting all the roofs of their houses blue.
And then you see the laser, and they show you the laser that it can be tuned to frequencies to affect certain things a certain way, and it's burning towels, and then it hits the blue towel and nothing happens.
Yeah.
Right. And there's all those.
You think it was a space weapon?
I don't think anything. I'm observing and finding a lot of oddities. That's why we have this whole segment. I don't believe anything outright without solid evidence. But this is fucking weird.
It is weird.
And
just looking at the burn patterns is very weird. The fact that certain houses went up and other houses didn't. The fact that there's areas where no plants are burnt, but entire buildings are burnt. There's like tarmac that is melted, and then there's other areas where no cars were. It's really weird. Like,
well, there's actually shots of a street where all of these cars are burned, except the blue one. the whole city, this whole chunk of neighborhood, I don't know if it's downtown or whatever, is all burned, but the 6 blue umbrellas on the patio of the bar or whatever, untouched. Everything around it burned. The blue recycling bin right next to something else that's burned to shit, untouched.
Yeah, you'd think the blue recycling bin would at least be melted.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't melted, it means that the fire on that other thing was like almost instantaneous, right?
It would have to be, right? Because heat transfer takes time. Why the government throws here? Yeah.
Yep, that's right.
You know, like, well, look what they're doing to Russell Brand.
Oh, I know, right?
Russell Brand hit the
we
nail
need
on
to
the
talk
head
about him too.
way too many times.
Yeah. Yeah, he talks about big pharma all the time, talks about government and big tech collusion, and what happens? Oh my God, all these allegations come out. And they all seem very convenient. And not one of them ever went to the cops, right? And the fact that the UK Parliament, this is what really drives me nuts. One woman in particular in the UK Parliament, but she's head of a specific committee or cabinet or whatever. She decides to send a letter to Rumble and all these other places. Hey, is he making money on your platform? We don't think he should be because he's under investigation for really heinous things. Fuck you. He hasn't been charged.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Rumble's response. I know you're upset with Rumble because of Jeremy McKenzie, but I'm wondering if there's more to that story because it sounds kind of out of character.
It's just, yeah, Jeremy McKenzie getting debanked, right? We never talked much about that.
He got debanked?
Yeah.
Well, I know he got debanked a while ago. Did he get that resolved? Or
I don't think so. I mean, like, again, I don't directly follow him, but I haven't heard.
You can see them on some radar. Dishins has caught them. Dutch since? I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
Oh, well, it's a taste.
Yeah, good night, Six.
All right, have a good night, Six. Thanks for popping in.
And
yeah,
then,
like the Maui thing seems very strange. They're going after apparently Tim Ballard too. You need to go out again? You need to go out? Or a dog sniffing around here? Makes me think she needs to go out again. Come here.
I'll let her go.
Oh, Melina's gonna let him go. Okay.
But like, yeah, are they at this point still arresting people for trying to go back to their homes in Lahaina? They're not letting anybody in to do, like, reporters aren't allowed in.
No, they're restricting access to media.
And yeah, like even the, like, they had cut off a whole bunch of stuff and didn't open access to water for the local firefighters, right? Because resources are a bit scarce and stuff. Like,
yeah,
and like every single thing seems to have gone wrong to allow it to happen.
Apparently, they won't tell how many kids are missing. The governor,
yeah,
the mayor or whatever won't give numbers on how many kids are missing. But they got to have that, right? They got to have reports from people saying, I can't find my daughter, I can't find my son. Oh, yeah, they sent the kids home from school right before the fire. Many of them home alone.
What the fuck?
So how many of them died, right? I'm telling you, man, the carbon they want to reduce is you.
Yeah.
And the police popped in. They literally used water conservation as an excuse for not releasing it. Ridiculous.
Yeah, and CMEC saying the police trapped people in. Yeah, that they forced people to get onto a highway instead of or stopped them from getting on this highway. Ridiculousness. And yeah, like, it's that there's this weird thing that happens where disobedience is the only reason people survive catastrophes, right?
Yeah,
like it goes all the way back to 9/11. Where were you on 9/11? We just passed that. We missed that mark this year.
Yeah,
but yeah, like, they were telling people stay in the building, don't leave. There was cops in the lobby trying to tell people go back upstairs.
Yeah,
and only the people that went no fuck you and pushed through We're the people that survived.
Exactly. No, and it's so it brings into question these wildfires as well, right? In Canada, apparently we've had a particularly bad year. Yeah, and the lion's share of them are started by human hands, whether through negligence or outright arson. But yeah, I mean, it makes you wonder, what are they doing? Like, what's the whole goal? I think the conspiracy theorist in me thinks that there's an acceleration of the demise of Western civilization. Like, they are pushing hard to make sure it happens, or they can do as much damage before Donald Trump gets back in office, because I have a feeling that Donald Trump is going to be a change agent that would do his darndest to try and reverse a lot of this nonsense. I don't view him as a savior or somebody who can actually fix everything, but I think he's the guy who's got the intention to do it, and I think he's probably pretty smart. He can do a lot of it. But anyway, I think that in years to come, there's going to be statues of Donald Trump saying, you know, this guy was a hero. He actually saved, you know, the U.S. or whatever. But I could be wrong. I don't know, because they know this is the last window we have to. Yeah, I agree. That's probably it. They're like, that's why the corruption is so blatant at this point. They just don't freaking care. The fact we don't have an ethics commissioner right now, you know, and Trudeau after you know his diplomatic snafu over in India, you know, decides he's gonna, you know, dry hump Zelensky on the floor of the House of Commons and hand him how many billions? 16 billion or something like that? How many billion did he have?
No, 650. Well, I mean, total?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're into the tens of billions, I'm sure. But this last one was 650 million. And yeah, I saw a picture of Chrystia Friedland hugging Zelensky, and someone commented, the look on her face, you'd think Zelensky just gave her $650 million.
Oh, well, he did. He did. It's all money laundering.
Yeah.
It's how our leaders get money from taxpayers and put it in their pockets. They give it out as aid, and then their guy on the other side keeps a little chunk for himself, puts it in his books, and oh, we bought these military items, we bought these things to build bridges, blah blah blah, and then just gives it all back to them, gives the lion's share back to them, and it goes into their pockets, or goes into their Swiss bank account, or goes into their account in the Maldives or wherever, right? It's an old fucking game. It's the same thing with, you know, those $1 million pieces of art that look like, you know, shit.
Yeah.
You know, like splatters of color. It's all money laundering. People pay $1 million because they know that they can launder their money by buying a piece of art. The artist gets a small chunk. The handler of the whole situation gets a small chunk. There's a movie coming out about that called The Bag Man. And then the money goes back to the guy who bought it. And he has all he has to do is say, yeah, I bought that piece of art. It cost me $16 billion. In reality, I only paid about $250,000. The other 15 and $750,000 of a billion or million are in my pocket. Yeah. Everyone's literally so retarded we can't operate or maintain it. It's true.
So I haven't seen it, or I don't remember having seen it, but there's a movie called Brazil.
Yep.
And the authoritarians are using the terrorist attacks as an excuse to, you know, be more authoritarian.
Right.
But you never see any terrorists. You never hear any demands or any, because it's not terrorists. Like apparently this is part of the point of the movie. Things are just falling apart. The explosions are happening because exactly what Pac said. They're so retarded now they can't maintain it, and it's just collapsing. And then they go, terrorists, and they go out and they can clamp down on the regular people, right?
If you haven't seen Brazil, it's worth watching. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. But Canadian veterans are asking for more than we can give right now. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's ridiculous. This is my point. This is what I'm talking about. My reference to the Captain America Winter Soldier. There are no principled people in government. right? We need like Celtic Canuck said, we need somebody humble who doesn't have any aspirations to take the run. But how are you going to find Jesus? Where are you going to find Captain America to run a country? You're not. That's why we need to limit the power of government. So no matter how malfeasant, no matter how inept, or no matter how corrupt the person that's in there is, they can't do much. I don't know. Give everyone else. Oh yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, the only ones who seek power and those who want to exploit it for their own gain, decent people do not want to associate with the cesspool of politics.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean that comes back to the whole Trump, right? The argument the big thing that people throw at Trump is, oh, he did this for himself. He did it to get richer. He's doing it for his own self-aggrandizement, whatever. The guy didn't have to do that. Why would he, basically he's lost money every year he's been in office. Why would he do that except to do what he says he wanted to do, is fix all the shit that's gone wrong. And the fact of the matter is the guy talked about doing it for 30 years. He was on Oprah back when he was a young man. So if things ever really got bad, yeah, I might run, but not right now. I'm not interested. There we are. We don't need to elect anyone now. We have the technology to all participate without career. I agree. Government has become basically obsolete at this point. I mean, you need a sort of bureaucratic class to sort of run some of the infrastructure that we don't want to give to private enterprise. But at this point, like, why not just give it all to private enterprise? I don't know. We also need to limit our own expectation, except that we are all flawed. We have rejected great leaders for the silliest scandals. Agreed. Maxime Bernier comes to mind. His scandal was manufactured. It was all nonsense.
Yeah.
None of it was legit. They just knew that he wasn't going to play by the Conservative Party playbook, and he was a legit principled conservative, and they had to get him out of there. So the milk cartel did all that nonsense to get rid of him.
Well, and then they rigged it with the Dominion voting machines. So
that's right, Dominion vote. I remember voting. I remember voting in that particular what do you call it? Leadership race. And I remember being in a machine. I'm like, why is it a machine? Never voted with a machine before.
Yeah.
Did you see what's his name? I want to say his name is Paxton. Ken Paxton. He's like former AG in Texas. Guy who filed the suit in the Supreme Court about election rules changes that were done in Pennsylvania, right? That were unconstitutional because they didn't go through the legislative process. They were just done by decree by the governor's office in Pennsylvania. So he filed suit saying they violated their own constitution, and that affected the outcome of the election. And we're filing suit because it affects who the president is, affects Texas, affects us in a huge way. The Supreme Court didn't take the case. They said you have no standing. Well, he was on Tucker Carlson recently, and he talked about how Tucker Carlson. So they stopped counting at like midnight on election night. It's like, yeah, because they had to figure out how many legitimate votes there were, so they could find a number of mail-in ballots to offset it, so Biden would win. So basically, they had to stuff the ballot boxes. You need to know how many bullshit ballots they needed to stuff. So Ken Paxton said this. Now he's being targeted by Biden's AG for his role in trying to overturn the election. Like the level of like absolute, it's equivalent to what could only be described as fascism going on. Government control of every aspect of everybody's life, of every business, of every industry. Government interceding in the the what do you call it? The judicial system to go after its like this is Mussolini all over again. Like this is insane. I'm a Polyev fan, but I'm not blind. You know what? You're going to vote for Polyev. That's fine. I'm a Bernier guy. I'm going to support the guy. I know he has no chance of winning, but he aligns with my principles, and I'll support him until either he wins or until he no longer runs.
You know what? He went out to the Million March.
Yep, he was.
A lot of people might be going. Maybe
size of the Million March. Sting was the
Maybe.
Million March too, but he's on the other side. He was on the Rainbow Mafia.
Yeah. This is interesting. Yeah, so if you get fewer votes than you got voted in.
Yeah.
Now hold on, because this not exactly, but it was a thing. I can't remember if it was ancient Greece or sometime a certain period in ancient Rome, where after your term was served, you were immediately put on trial and had to defend all of the actions you took as a public official in the name of the good of the nation and the people, right? And if you were found guilty, you would be executed. I don't know how long. I can't remember which civilization was doing this and for how long, but yeah, it sounds like a great idea.
Sounds like Sparta. Celtic says, I like Bernier a lot. Had a one-on-one with him for an hour. Was impressed.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, here's a guy who I think has principles, and I think stands by his principles, and he's not constantly, licking his finger and sticking it in the wind to see which way the political winds are blowing
Yeah.
before he comes up with an answer. He knows what he stands for, and he doesn't back down from it. Now, he's been marginalized because of it, but I don't know. It's like Captain America standing by the Tree of Liberty. Plant your feet and say, no, you move. Anyway, Judgment Day. Yeah, I just, I don't know. I'm waffling on the black pill. Should I off the black pill? I don't know.
It's hard, seeing like the fact that parents are waking up because they're going for the children, and now they're starting to understand there's something wrong, but they don't know what it is. Right? Like they have no idea what an uphill battle they have in front of them. And not just an actual battle against, driven ideologues who believe that they have a right to violence, but a uphill battle in learning what the hell they've been doing for what is now decades. Right?
Right.
Like, what do you mean I'm a bad parent because I don't want to chop off my kid's genitals, right? It's like you've got to work backwards now, backwards up this hill, fighting the whole time. It got
Yeah, no, I know. And I mean, the thing is, like, yes, parents are going to stand up for their kids, because the insanity of what they're proposing. But the thing is, this is just sort of like the natural evolution of what's been going on for the last, like you said, decades. Communists have basically infiltrated the education system. The fact that we have a teachers union that's more powerful than like the auto workers union in this country, or the Teamsters, should lead you is all the evidence you need to know that the entire public education system is communist. Now, I don't know what it takes to homeschool in Canada, but parents, I'm surprised there aren't more parents saying, "Screw this."
they're going to now, right?
We're
Like,
going
I
to
mean, there
private
was a
school.
small
We're going to
contingent.
homeschool. We're going to do satellite school. We're going to do something else because this is insane. I'm not having my kid turned into a zombie. Speaking of communists, let me just check something here. I saw something on Canada Man's feed the other day.
Oh, while you're looking it up, speaking of communists, I remembered at the beginning when I saw the Augusto Pinochet quote on the opening stream. There is a movie, I believe it's called Il Conde. It's like a comedy horror film. Augusto Pinochet has been a vampire for 200 years and he's ready to die, but then shit hits the fan. I haven't had a chance to watch it, but I thought you should know it exists, and you're gonna watch it. I'm certain.
I'll have to check it out.
Il Conde.
So
he keeps going to the presidential. Wait. He keeps going to the presidential palace every year to see if they've made a bust of him yet. They haven't.
That's hilarious. Yeah, so I was looking on X the other day, and Canada Man posted something, and I was like, "Ooh, that's a little edgy." But he's getting more edgy in his posts lately. I'm like, "Wow."
Communists aren't people.
Oh man.
Well, this goes back to that Polish sniper with like 67 confirmed kills.
That's right.
Right, where they asked him, "How does it feel that like having taken so many? Like, how does it feel taking human life?" He says, "I wouldn't know. I've only ever killed communists."
There you go. Let's see. So we got a few more. Third plan: we have a trial. We dunk them in a river, and if they drowned, they were good politicians. If they lived, they were a witch. And then Celtic Canuck says they skipped this generation because we have too much experience of freedom, so they go for the kids. That's right. The kids grew up with nothing but convenience and restrictions on what they could do. Right? They grew up with a restricted internet. They grew up with restrictions on basically their entire life. These kids had an entire life that was basically engineered for them. All their extracurricular activities were already planned out. Their school schedule was planned out. There was no freedom. There was no creativity involved. All their TV shows, like all the cartoons they watched, were garbage, like pablum that just rotted their brains. I remember watching cartoons that made me go, cool, I got an idea. I got to draw it in my sketchbook. It spurred my imagination on. The TV shows and the stuff that kids watch now is just, it's brain dead nonsense. If we are smashing hands, you should definitely use a blacksmith's hammer. Yep. Or we scrap elections entirely and randomly pick names from a phone book like jury duty. Honestly, a better job would be done. That's not a bad idea. I don't think Celtic Canuck's aware of my my theory on super suffrage. And she's new to the channel, so for her edification, I'm going to relay my idea of super suffrage. So super suffrage is an idea I had that basically originally was a restriction on who could vote. And then I realized, no, that's never going to sell. So instead, super suffrage awards people who do more for their community with more votes. So essentially, everybody gets one vote. If you're, a permanent resident or a citizen of Canada and above the age of 18, you get a vote. If you work in fire, in police, or active military, or a veteran of the military, you get an extra vote. If you volunteer time in your community, a certain number of hours a year, volunteering to serve your community, whether it's, cleaning bus shelters, lifeguarding at a pool, stacking books at a library, helping out a local charity like a food bank, something along those lines. You have to put in so many hours a year in community service. You get an extra vote. So this way, only people who are actually engaged in their community being better or putting their life on the line to help their community or safeguard citizens of their community have that much power in an election. That's my idea for it. Also, another thing that goes along with this plan, super suffrage, if nobody wins a majority, no party wins a majority in an election, we don't seat a prime minister. There's no coalition. If the party that got the most votes doesn't get a clear majority of government, no prime minister. We just run parliament without a prime minister. We still have ministers of whatever, but they're lotted out. They're basically drawn from a hat, and it could go to any party member. It could go to any MP of any party. Nobody picks a cabinet. These MP positions, these cabinet positions, not cabinet positions, but these minister of transportation, minister of education, minister of whatever, they are assigned randomly to whoever gets it. It's better than just saying, we're going to go half women, half men, because it's the current year. This is what we do if we can't elect a clear majority party and seat a prime minister. And then if a head of state will be the governor general of the country. That's it. We're essentially a vassal of the crown anyway. So governor general should be the one who deals in diplomatic areas as insofar as international engagement go. That's my thought.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I'm reading the comments. Greg's plan is too complicated. Voting is canceled.
Oh my god, LOL. Fire up the helicopter. Oh my god, the decline can be traced back to the Teletubbies. That's when it started. I would agree, probably. Go ahead with the theory. Okay, Barney was the devil. Yeah, Barney was pretty weird too. Craig's plans to come voting is canceled. Okay, fine with that too. crap plan for the farm kids. I don't know what that means. Just eat your neighbor. It's easier than the bitching stops pretty quick. I'm with Pox. I have enough spices. I disagree with this. Okay. Well, nobody likes my plan. That's okay. I'm not going to be prime minister anyway. You'll have to air your disagreement with Canada Man. He's going to be prime minister, and the Canada Man party is going to win a majority, and then everything's going to be done by order in council. And you can blame the Liberals for that because the Liberals opened the door to putting through sweeping legislation just by order in council. So anyway,
yeah, Jeezy, bringing us all the way back. Anarcho monarchy.
Yeah, would you explain anarcho monarchy? Because you've talked about it a couple of times.
It's just
have a king picked by God. We'll know they are picked by God because they defeated their enemies, so God is on their side. Makes perfect sense to me.
Yep.
Could you explain anarcho monarchy?
I forget. It was more of a meme, right? But
I think I remember the gist of it.
Go for it.
So anarcho monarchy is basically you have a king. When the king dies, there's no line of succession. Anybody can try to become king. All they have to do is win a battle with anybody else's army who also wants to be king. If they beat whoever wants to be king, all the other armies, all the other factions, they are then king until they die. Oh. And then there's another battle for the crown.
And that's right. The way it works is you have to have good ideas and support people because the armies are all volunteer to raise this army, right? Yeah. So to have your bigger, better army, you probably have to end up being a good king. Fight to the death, Hunger Games of politicians.
It's true. I think it was an episode of Star Trek where in negotiations they had their mind wiped so they didn't know what side they were representing in negotiation. Sure, that's actually not a bad idea. It's kind of like when they do those mock UNs, right? Where they get the high school kids, they gotta have like a mock UN and they gotta present certain things, and they don't get to pick what country they're representing. Oh, yeah. Oh, we're Uganda. Okay, well, we want this for Uganda. He should last us a while. Let's see. Or we don't vote for PM or even parties. Too many people forget that. Yeah, you're right. We vote for a representative. Yeah. But that's my point, right? If you can't get enough MP or people elected to Parliament to form a clear majority, then all those people who got elected, they get seated in Parliament. There's just no prime minister. There has to be a clear majority in order for there to be a prime minister. Either that or we go the party that won the most seats has the right of first refusal over any coalition. And if they have to govern in a minority, they can govern in a minority. But why should the incumbent who got fewer votes in re-election than they did in their first election and lost seats still form a government through coalition with the NDP? No sense to me at all. I did a warlord battle royale. There you go. So Doctor Who did that. You're right. It was Doctor Who. Too much sci-fi and horror in my head to get mixed up. Doctor Who had some good shows for sure. Yeah. Later seasons sucked.
But I was never a fan. I could never get into it.
Really? I like the David Tennant stuff. David Tennant, and then a couple of the ones afterwards. They were okay. Matt Smith was all right. I wasn't a big fan of what's his face, the Scot. Sorry, Celtic Canuck, but I wasn't a fan of the Scot who played him. And Eccleston was all right, but he wasn't great.
Now, I know who David Tennant is. All those other words you said, I know them individually, but they don't mean anything to me in that order.
Oh, we got a. I grew up on Doctor Who and Hammer House of Horror. Hammer's films were great. Hey, we got a Twitch commentator here, Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban. I don't know what you're talking about. Someone at the gym the other day said I look like Mark Cuban. Do I look like Mark Cuban?
I honestly, I'm not sure who that is. I've heard the name before, but
Mark Cuban. I'll find a picture of him.
Like, what does he do? Actor?
He's like a mogul. He owns a football team, I think. He's like a mogul.
Oh, was he on one of those?
He's on Shark Tank and shit.
Yeah. Wait, don't we call it Dragon's Den in Canada?
He's in Canada. Hold on.
Apparently, some Celtic Canuck sees it too.
Yeah, someone told me at the gym. I was asking a guy at the gym. I was about to use the lateral lateral raise machine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's broken. The pin broke. They got to replace it. I'm like, oh man, that's my favorite machine. And the guy he was working out with, he goes, dude, did anybody ever tell you look like Mark Cuban? I'm like, nah, come on, get out of here. I don't look like Mark Cuban. But yeah, apparently I do. Because that's the second person who thinks I look like Mark Cuban. Yeah, he's a billionaire on Shark Tank. Corn Pop 39. I don't know who Corn Pop 39. Welcome to the stream, Corn Pop 3985. Hastic, greetings, wonderful seeming and wonderful adjacent people. That's Costin on Twitch, right?
It must be.
Because that's what he says.
Yeah. Leave it to Twitch to ruin everything.
Now I can't unsee it. Well, I mean, I wish I had Mark Cuban's money. Not gonna lie. Life would be a lot easier.
And there is like a conspiracy theory in a very small group of people, like literally it's like 4 or 5 people, that believe that my name, Irving Twin, is a reference to my heritage of the Irving oil family.
Oh.
And wouldn't that just be hilarious if we're both... You're actually Mark Cuban. I'm part of the Irving Oil Empire. We're both ridiculously rich, and we get like 5 to 10 viewers when we're lucky on our live streams.
That would be funny. Well, sir, it's getting late. We're at the 2-hour mark.
Yes.
This is normally how long the streams go. So I think it's time to move on to No One Tells Jokes Anymore.
Oh.
Do you have a joke for us tonight?
You know what? I had one in my head earlier today, and now I can't think of it. I always draw a blank when it comes down to it.
I told the Pope one last time, didn't I?
Which one?
The Pope one with the haircut?
I don't recall.
Yeah, I did. I remember I was high. All right, I have a joke. I've told this joke before on my channel, but it's been a long time, so I'm going to tell it again. This bear wakes up after a long winter's hibernation. He's in Banff, Alberta. And he smells something coming from down the way. He sees there's a little roadside bar. And this is an old bear, and he's lived a long and full life. And he's always thought, I see these picnickers, I see these backpackers, I see these campers. They're always drinking this stuff called beer. I've never had a beer. I think I wanted to have a beer. So he wanders over to the bar and he goes in. And he goes up to the bar and, there's just the bartender and this one, haggard old, like, bar floozy there. And they're both shocked to see a bear walk into the bar. And the bear goes up to the bar and he slams his claws on the bar and he goes, "Bartender, beer." And the bartender goes, "Oh, sorry, we can't serve beers to bears in bars in Banff." And the floozy down the other end of the bar goes, "Get out of here, bear. We don't want you here. Get out of here. You suck. Bears aren't allowed in bars here. Get out of here." And the bear's getting kind of angry, and he's like, "Bartender, beer." And it's surprising to the bartender because it's a talking bear and he knows what he's asking for. But nonetheless, the bartender repeats it. Like, "Look, bear, I don't want any trouble, but look, we can't serve beers to bears in bars in Banff." And the floozy, she gets off her stool and she comes over to the bear. "You heard him, bear. Get out of here. You're not allowed in here. You can't have a beer in here. Go eat some berries or get a salmon out of the stream or something. You just get the hell out of here." And the bear just loses it. Goes nuts. Just tears his floozy apart. Destroys her, rips her to shreds, and just eats her. And with blood dripping from his mouth, the bear goes to the bartender and goes, "Bartender, beer." and thinking, the bartender's going to give in. Now the bartender goes, "We don't serve drug addicts." And the bear goes, "Drug addict? What are you talking about?" The bartender says, "That was a barbiturate." Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you. You think you look like him because I think you look similar. No, somebody at the gym said I look like him, but I don't know. Craig Bragg has my permission to give me all Mark Cuban's money. It's all yours, Costin. Do with it what you will. I just need to find my mech. Rocket pods ain't cheap. Less of Mark Cuban and more of Mark Dominican Maduro. I don't know who that is.
Cigars.
Oh, okay.
Cubans and Dominican Maduro.
Oh, Dominican Maduro. Okay. Cuban's a better cigar than a Dominican Maduro. Got it. Fun.
Don't knock on Maduro. They're all right.
That would be great. GoFundMe Pox. There are a few companies that have made concepts that Jeff Company made then that had airsoft. I've seen an airsoft mech. They look pretty amazing. You could buy it for like 10 or 20 million bucks. Yeah, that's too much for airsoft. I like airsoft, but not that much. Take my money. Okay. Have a good night, guys, says Celtic Canuck.
Good night.
Dad jokes never get old. Thank you. That joke, but also, Craig, have you considered becoming a politician? No, but Canada Man apparently is very interested in running for office here in Canada. Hammer. You'd vote for him? Well, that's good. He's got one vote. There you go. Folks, it's been a wonderful night. I hope you've had a good time. I'm glad that we had some new viewers. Glad we got some Twitch commenters. I'm glad we had the Celtic Canuck pop in. I feel honored that she came by and visited the stream. Irving, you got any last words?
No. Just hail Sigmar.
And I'll give out a song lyric. My song lyric will be the bitch went nuts. She stabbed my basketball and the speakers to my stereo. Good night, everybody.